back with more Titans. This is episode 7 of season 2, and I'm so excited for this episode. Last episode was fantastic as well. We were introduced to Superboy and Crypto and learned a lot about them. Crypto got taken away though, which is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And obviously Connor then went on to save Jason from his fall, so that all tied in together. Then he got shot, so we need to save Connor now and get him on the mend, hopefully. But now he's integrated with all like the main group of Titans, so I'm hoping this episode might explore a bit more of that. It's also called Bruce Wayne, so I imagine we're going to be seeing Bruce Wayne. And yeah, maybe dealing with the after effects and aftermath of what nearly happened to Jason. But yeah, we're basically at the halfway point of the season already. So I'm excited to see what developments and stuff's going to happen this time. But I'm absolutely loving the season so much. I can't wait to see where we're going to take things next. So let's get into it. What the hell? Oh boy. That's probably a lot to deal with, like, he nearly died.
They say the suit makes the man.
Ooh.
I guess you figured one less Robin in the world wouldn't hurt.
Ow.
At least for now.
Oh, poor Dick, he looks so sad. But I can get why Bruce would be angry that Jason nearly died.
Jason, you just let Jason walk right into the middle of it.
I mean, they did try and keep him out of it, to be fair. Like, he got kidnapped of his own accord when he went to investigate.
Jen? You okay?
Oh, it's in his head. Okay. He is the king of, like,
complications.
blaming himself, isn't he?
And I think you should call Bruce. He catalogs these things. He might know who he is.
Hello?
Dick?
You alright? All good. Of course he's alright. 15 stories of free falling probably did him good.
I like this sassy fake Bruce.
Rest will fix him. A team of shrinks. Maybe some meds, uppers, downers, in-betweens.
A Lazarus pit.
I fucked up. No shit.
Oh dear. I'm sorry? Oh.
What did you say?
Let go of my damn arm.
Tamarin?
No, Kryptonian. It's a dead language.
Ah.
Who the hell is Eve?
I know. Can I join the team? Oh. Leave the boy alone. He's the best boy.
How about play dead?
How about fuck off?
There's no good end to that story. The world's better off without it. Connor. What?
He's a person. He has a name. His name is Connor.
Yeah, bitch. It's ironic her name's Mercy, isn't it?
In for a penny, in for a pound. Shut the fuck up.
Mm.
He speaks.
Oh boy.
Talk to me.
Slave retired.
Maybe the way he kind of gets over this whole
5 years.
hallucination thing is by becoming Nightwing.
About his handler, Wintergreen.
I don't know.
Oh!
The fuck?
Oh. Oh. You're safe now, Jason. Let's take you home to this giant fucking building.
Really? Because I heard he dropped you from a skyscraper.
Not his fault.
Not yours either.
Damn, Jason, that's a big step for you. 2 episodes ago, she was saying Jason
What
did
is
this to
up with
himself.
everyone here anyways?
She's changed her tune.
You people, you want to see where this is going. Admit it. So do I.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen. I hate it. Free him. Oh my god, please free him.
Do that weird laser eye thing that you do. Come on, boy.
I didn't think he'd be able to do that with a collar on. Holy fuck! Huh?
I think we could be friends.
Why can't we be friends?
This is your shit.
What the fuck?
Let's see what you got.
Oh my god. That was like the Adam West Batman thing. Oh, I never thought I'd see Bruce Wayne do that, so there we are. Oh fuck. Why are people like leaving drinks all over the place? It's untidy. There's a lot more dancing in this episode than I was expecting. Well. Oh fuck.
Dick knew him, and he never told me. Well, fuck him! Fuck all of you!
Rose!
Well, that was his intention, I think, but... Oh dear.
You should get back to the tower, back to where you need it.
Stop fucking talking.
Are you alright? And I'm the one with the anger issues.
Ugh.
123 Lakeland.
What? We have a date.
I wouldn't call it a date. Oh man.
So who's the asshole playing pranks?
Is it Jason?
Don't die. Because that would really piss me off.
But I was led here by a dog. There's someone named Connor there.
Yeah.
In order to heal him, we would need to bring the sun here.
That's her thing! I've been wondering where Rachel and Gar have been all episode.
Obviously,
Basically.
Hi.
You have nothing to be sorry for,
Aww.
okay?
I mean, that advice I gave you, that was terrible.
Aww. Well, she's gonna die, isn't she? Yes! Oh my god, I love these two so much. Imagine if they gave Gar that focus. Like, he deserves it.
Blood only you and Slade know about. You're afraid of the dark.
Oh boy, what do they
You
do?
know what's happening. You just have to tell the truth.
Yeah. Kind of having like Bruce there as like a reminder of doing the right thing and justice and all that. Oh. Oh dear. Yeah.
Left those for you.
He's been watching them all. So it was him who like Deathstroke had put all the things in there, like the bottles and stuff. What on earth? Yeah, he's bringing out everyone's weaknesses, aren't they?
Still don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh dear.
I'm sick of this shit.
I mean, he's been through enough, guys. Come on. Let's not do this.
Cute idea with the bourbon bottle. Not my type, though. I'm more of a sour mash guy. You ever go in my room and pull that shit again? I'll forget what...
Come on. It was Deathstroke, wasn't it? Not him.
why, Jason?
You think everything's my fault?
Oh man. God, there's just something about being Robin and being fucked up in the head, eh? Dick can't stop seeing Bruce, and Jason can't stop falling.
Just sit up here quietly.
Ugh.
Together.
Let's not be too casual about this. Like, if he sneezes, he's fucked.
The reason that kid got shot, the reason this place won't work.
Aww.
But I can fix it.
No, no,
Remove the
no, no.
poison.
Okay. Spill the beans.
Something unforgivable.
Oh dear, is it to do with Jericho?
I killed Deathstroke's son.
Fuck. Then there. Okay, pretty solid episode overall. I did really like it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favourites so far this season, but it's still really, really good. I don't think they needed to call it Bruce Wayne, because he wasn't technically in it. It was like, inside Dick's head, and I kind of hoped we would actually see Bruce like appear in it. So I don't know if they've actually told him or not about what happened to Jason. Maybe that's why he's not like come to visit or whatever. But you know, I was kind of expecting him to actually show up. So the fact that the whole episode was, you know, kind of Bruce being Dick's psyche is an interesting idea. But I still kind of felt like I wanted a bit more of actually seeing proper Bruce. But again, that's just because I went into this episode expecting that, and because that's not the case, you know, I was like, oh, okay, but, you know, it is what it is, and I still liked what they did with it. I thought it was an interesting kind of thing to kind of have Dick always imagine this Bruce there, because he's like the king of blaming himself, and he's always had quite a, you know, strained relationship with Bruce, as we've kind of seen throughout the entire show so far. So it makes sense that would be the vision he kind of has when he's trying to berate himself and beat himself down like he normally does. So it makes sense that he'd give a face to that kind of thing as Bruce. And the only way to get rid of it was to kind of reveal his secret, and this thing had been eating away at him all this time. And it's kind of like lifting the burden of Bruce himself by actually opening up to someone and, you know, showing emotion and stuff, which isn't really Bruce's forte. So it makes sense that the only way to overcome that and get rid of that vision of Bruce would to be, you know, do what Bruce may not always do and actually open up. So I liked how they kind of handled all that, and having sassy Bruce Wayne was quite funny, and seeing a bit more of Ian Glenn in the show was always going to be a treat, really. And the dancing sequence, fuck me. Very bizarre sequences in some of these episodes, but I did like the kind of reference to the Adam West kind of like Batman dance doing that. I assume that's what that was, you know. So that was very, very good. I did enjoy that little Easter egg a lot. But I'm still kind of aching to see more of like this Bruce Wayne. Like the most screen time Ian Glenn's had in an episode has been this one, and it wasn't technically even Bruce Wayne in a way. So I want to see more of that kind of Bruce as well. So hopefully he'll be back properly before the end of the season. But just, you know, despite not being what I expected, I still really enjoyed what they did with it, and I thought it was a very interesting kind of idea. And I'm sure now we're going to maybe see some flashbacks to what happened with Jericho, and the fact that Dick was the one who killed him, not Deathstroke. So Rose isn't going to be pleased about that. But we've kind of gone down that path already when she found Jericho's records among Dick's things. So I feel like this is all going to come out. I don't know how Rose is going to react to that. She might even, I don't know, betray the team if she finds out the truth. So that's kind of very, very interesting. I'm excited to see where they go with showing what happened to Jericho. I'm sure we'll see it. The show loves their flashback episodes, so I'm sure we'll see it. And kind of everyone else maybe finding out the truth about that, because you know he said he hadn't told anyone that before. And the fact that he told it to Jason, I think, is very telling of how far those two have come in their relationship. And I feel like he realised how much he and Jason also have in common, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, I also really enjoyed the performances in this episode. Particularly Brenton and Curran. I think they're both fantastic. Brenton, particularly in that scene where he was like talking to Bruce in the church. He's like tearing up and stuff. You can really see that he regrets what happened with Jericho. It might have been like an accidental thing, I don't know. I'll have to find out, but I'm excited to find out. That was a very good performance, and Curran throughout the episode I thought did a great job as well. I love him as Jason Todd. I think he's so, so good. You know, Jason Todd's an absolute arsehole, but I still kind of love him, and I think a lot of that is down to Curran's performance. So he's brilliant. And that scene where he's kind of telling everyone to like stop blaming him for everything, and that last little bit as well. He portrayed the kind of, I think, PTSD he was kind of going through and all of that struggle. I think he did an amazing job with that, and I really liked it. Frustrating as it is that people were kind of like instantly blaming Jason for like placing all these objects around them and defacing their mirrors or whatever. They just automatically assumed it was Jason. Not a fan of that, you know. He'd literally just gone through, like, he was nearly fucking died, like, they didn't really seem to give him a break, which I was like, come on guys, surely you're better than that. Like, give him the benefit of the doubt at least. I can kind of get why Rachel might think it was Jason, because they had that big confrontation when they were training before, and he like called her a freak and stuff like that. So I can kind of see it from her point of view. But the fact that everyone just jumped on the bandwagon, not a big fan of. Also not a big fan that Gar had like one line in this episode and appeared for less than a minute. Like, come on, give him his own episode. He's my favourite, so I'm like desperate for him to. But hopefully we'll get like an episode focused on him very, very soon. But yeah, everything they did with Jason I really liked. I strangely enjoyed his dynamic with Rose quite a bit, and a potential romance there, maybe, I don't know. All too brief once Rose kind of found the record from Jericho. So maybe that is, you know, over just before it even began, really, with those two. But I did like that they kind of had that connection. It was nice to see Jason start to really form some bonds with people. You know, we saw him kind of have that very briefly with Connor in the last episode, and again here with Rose. So it's nice that he's kind of building bridges and foundations in that sense. And yeah, I like what Rose was kind of saying and trying to make him feel better, saying it wasn't his fault and stuff. It's kind of a mixed thing with Jason, because him getting himself kidnapped, you know, that was kind of like, whoopsie. And he shouldn't have gone down there, you know, him and Gar. So you do have to kind of almost blame him a bit for the kidnapping and take some responsibility for it. Because it was just a stupid idea. But him actually like falling and then the aftermath of that, you can't entirely blame him for. So it's a mixed thing, and I like that they kind of explored all the different sides of it and what Rose was saying. Even though like 2 episodes ago she was like, he got himself into this, like blah blah blah. She was saying that to Rachel, or it might have been Gar. She said it to. Yeah, it was Gar, I think. And clearly her mind was changed. Maybe after he nearly died, which, you know, changed most people's opinions on people, I suppose. But I really enjoyed the connection with those two, and I kind of hope they explore it a bit more. It would be interesting. And what else? Or seeing Wintergreen again, and I think her name was Patty, like the girlfriend. I like seeing Dick kind of go down the detective route, which makes sense because Bruce was kind of, you know, whispering in his ear the entire episode. So it was nice to see him do some detective work and go off on his own on this solo mission again, which Bruce then later brought up. That was kind of what he did a lot of 5 years ago as well. So like it's kind of like a full circle kind of thing, and events are repeating themselves, and hopefully he'll break that cycle this time by maybe becoming Nightwing, please. Must be soon. So everything that was interesting. I like seeing Mercy again very briefly. I'm sure she'll continue to have a bit of a role to play when she finds out Connor's actually going to be fine. And I'm very glad Connor's going to be fine. And I love seeing Eve again. I actually really like her. There's just something about the character I really enjoy, and the actress. So I like that she kind of came back into things, and she had the idea to save Connor, and Corey's powers kind of helped with that. I liked the little bond that Corey and Connor seem to have, and that scene with Connor and Eve was very, very nice. Maybe a bit too soon with the whole him calling her mum thing. I felt that felt a bit rushed to me. But it's still a very, very sweet moment. I do like the dynamic with those two, and I feel like they were kind of setting her up to die now that he's called her mum and stuff like that. But they're very, very sweet, and I really do like Connor a lot, and Crypto. And I'm glad they got him out of that situation fairly quickly, and seeing Crypto like fly, that was awesome. So I really like the bond with all of them, and Connor's very quickly rising the ranks and becoming one of my favourites. It's going to be hard to top Gar just because I like Beast Boy as a character in the comics even before the show started. But I think, yeah, Superboy's definitely climbing the ranks and amongst my favourites. I'm really liking him. I'm glad he's going to be okay, and I'm looking forward to seeing him interact with all the other Titans a bit more. So everything that was really, really cool. And yeah, seeing everyone's weaknesses kind of be, you know, played upon with like the bottle that Donna had, and the bourbon, stuff like that, the photo of that guy for Dawn. And yeah, I just wasn't a fan that everyone just jumped on the bandwagon that, oh, Jason must have done it, when he was like suffering and going through some stuff. Like, come on guys, be a bit more reasonable. When it was actually like Deathstroke or maybe even Rose. I'm not really sure either way. I feel like it was Deathstroke, because he had all those photos revealing that he was like watching them very closely, which definitely escalates things because we're at like the halfway point of the season now. I'm very, very excited to see where they go from this now and how things are going to shape up for the second half of the season. But I really am loving it so far, and I really enjoyed this episode as well. Not one of my absolute favourites, but still very, very solid stuff. And I liked kind of, you know, seeing a more vulnerable side to Dick and him opening up to Jason at the end. I really like that connection between those two. It was nice to see someone care about Jason, other than Rose, who literally just met him, and then we had other people that didn't seem to give a shit, which is kind of sad. But, you know, it's still a growing process, still kind of learning to be this kind of family unit now, and I'm hoping they'll get there eventually. But yeah, overall, really, really good episode, and I'm excited to see where they go from here and finding out maybe more about how it came about with Jericho dying and Dick being the one to kill him, because Rose is under the impression that Deathstroke did it, so that's going to be a big explosion, I think, but I'm very, very excited to find out more about that. So yeah, great episode, and until my next reaction, thanks for watching.